Hello, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. For me, it's only been a few minutes since I've finished recording the last one, and I need to reset my timer. Oops. Bazinga, baby. Alright, anyway, let's get right back in. That's right, Soren. Oh yeah, I already read that. I guess I'll read it again for this episode. That's right, Sarah and I have never walked home together anymore because she always stayed after school for the club. Also, anyway, last time we joined the literature club, we sold our soul for a cupcake, yada yada yada, you know, basic high school stuff. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us departed the club room and made and make our way home. Well, I guess technically it would be make, because he's talking in the moment, and I'm reading it from like a past point of view. The whole way my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls, Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer with one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem. Oh, okay. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Okay. Let's go... Universe? Okay, she liked universe. Sticky. Nature? Summer? Death? Okay, don't know why you liked death, but okay, fine. Clumsy. Okay. Vivacious. I don't even know what that word means. Climax, empty passion. Let's go melancholy? Okay, that was her. Fine. Let's go graveyard? Okay, she liked that. After image, heartbeat, intellectual. Existence sounds fun. Okay, she liked that. Well, I always love a nice never-ending story. Okay, she does too. Cool. Frightening? Doki Doki? Okay, but she likes Doki Doki. Wait, isn't that like heartbeat or something in Japanese? Kawaii, she'd probably like that. Strawberry laugh. Bloodborne. Insight makes a hunter. Stars variance? Let's go... Question? Okay, she likes that. Parfait. I'll go with tragedy. Okay, guess she likes that. Pop and nibble. I'll go horror. Unrequited. Unrestrained. Yeah. Okay, infinite sounds fun. Okay. Starting to think my enjoyment in fantasy, like high fantasy kind of stuff, is really connected with her. Let's go with imagination? Guess so. I like crimson. Ooh. Covet. Okay, so some of this suicide. Ooh. I must say... Oh, because covet's a really fun word. But I'll go with uncanny. Oh, she like that. Atone for thine sins, heathens. Okay, guess she'd like that. Oh. Romance? Oh, what's that clicking sound, though? Every time I, click one of these things. Like a sound cue or something? Okay. Contamination uncontrollable. If that was chocolate milk, it would have been perfect. I guess I'll go with contamination? Cool. It looks like Yuri's gonna like my poem the most. Hi again, Karam now. Glad to see you didn't run away from us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Makes sense. Thank you for keeping your promise, Karam now. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Ooh. Oh, come on. Like he doesn't deserve any slack. Oh, like he deserves any slack. Sori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. She found herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. I mean, I guess it must be an actual obsession if she's getting that flustered over it. Manga is literature. I mean, in the most technical words of it, but personally, I'm assuming based on her character, that stuff's like all cheesy, stupid romance junk. I mean, some of that is kind of decent-ish. But like I already said, I like high fantasy. So like not Bloodborne, Berserk was awesome. Claymore, pretty chill. Vinland, at least like the middle part of it, was pretty good. Did I just spit on my screen? Yes, I did. Ugh. Okay, swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Kiram now always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. I'm not having fun. He helps me with busy work without even asking. I do. Like cooking and cleaning my room? How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? How do you have a room so messy it almost catches on fire? Like, I get it, my room at my house, like, whenever I'm living with my family, it's pretty messy, but it ain't that bad. Like, you two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be jealous of you. How come you and Kieran now can be good friends too? Sayori? As usual, Sayori seems a bit obvious to weird situations she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something to... Wait, Sayori, excuse me. Not really. Don't be shy. It's nothing, really. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's time for me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. It's probably not the right thing to say, but okay. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here it is. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I don't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book for you I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you want. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much. I hope it's high fantasy, that would be fun. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. Oh, no, that was... Ooh. Here we go. Thank you, I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Whoa. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off the scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is absolutely buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. Catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like it's the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she knows. Oh, yeah. Are you just awkwardly watching her from the corner? Come on, bro. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. That doesn't fix anything, man. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason, just curious how come you have... Oh, just curious. How come you have two copies of the same... Dude, she said she'd pick one out for you, you idiot. You probably wouldn't have got it. Ah, well, I stopped by the bookstore. See? Doesn't take that much common sense to know that, you idiot. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. Ah, I see. If you don't understand this, you're a total idiot, man. Come on. There's something fairly obvious here at Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. You're an idiot. You are a grade A idiot, my friend. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well, She closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Ooh, sounds like a dystopian. I like those books. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I don't actually give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. It's kind of dark, isn't it? I mean, that sounds like a pretty good read. Like, actually, in high school, it was either high school or my last year of junior high, there was this awesome book I read. It was called Shattered. Depressing story, but really interesting. Basically, this guy, a high school kid, he's got a pretty decent life, but then his brother goes and kills himself, and his parents pretty much fall apart. He does too. I think it's his uncle is the only one keeping things together. His girlfriend dumps him. He I think falls in love with some chick. I don't know. I think it was another I think it was a series of books and I just read one. Great book, really interesting, real kind of depressing kind of book, honestly. It made you feel bad for the guy. And then last chapter, he's in his uncle's gun range or something. Some guy comes in with a grenade or something, I don't remember, and blows himself up. Almost kills the kid. And he's comatose, and he's hearing people outside the coma. And then I think at the end he starts to wake up. Didn't mean to press that. But yeah. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Yeah, it sounds like a really good book. I mean, I guess it's not expected out of someone like this, but fair enough. Yuri gently jiggles all of us. Giggles. Wrong pronunciation of G. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Karam, now? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She shows shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge. They challenge you to look at a life from a new stretch. That's what I said in the last episode. Hey. Yeah, I'm like the same wavelength here. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own. That's that's something I always take into account whenever I DM for my D&D groups. It's that chances are, if the BBEG is doing something, it's not because they are evil. It's because they have a goal or a motive, or they have a reason to do what they're doing. Though it may not be the best reason for everyone else. Like, I make sure that everyone is their own character. Like, that is a perfect thing. That is a great way to describe how to make a story. Everyone is their own. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I don't agree with that part, though. Normally, I like to make villains, like, I hate moral gray. Like, it's real cool and all. Like, it's a good way to, like, advance a plot, but just trying to stay in the moral gray is just so boring. Like, oh no, the villain's actually a good guy in some sense. It just really drags. Maybe it's different for, like, a D&D perspective than it is for, like, a book. But, like, I think it just kind of takes away from the fun where it's like, hey, the villain's actually, like, a decent person, and, like, we're kind of being jerks right now. Like, I hate that idea. I'm rambling, aren't I? So was I, don't worry. Not again. Sorry. So am I. Don't apologize. I will. I haven't lost interest in or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writings fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. Fair enough. Sounds like this chick's just got, like, ADHD, or, like, what I kind of have, a tad of the tism. So, I'm sorry if I ended up saying something strange. And please, stop me if I start to talk too much. I would say the same thing to you guys, but you can't really stop me. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. Or autistic. That just means, yeah. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That is the nicest thing my guy has ever said. Oof. Thank you for actually being a decent human. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it. Right now. You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I just put in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? Okay, now you're being a little too fast, buddy. I can understand, like, saying, hey, you know what, I'll read it with you. But you're going a little quick. I sleep into the seat next to you. My goodness, did I just bust into, like, a Slavic accent? I'm not even... Never left America, and I bust into random accents, huh? Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. Dude, it was your plan to sit down next to her and start reading it. That wasn't hers. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. I'm just... something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. See? Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you. Alright. Open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri meant about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. Not particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but I can feel it somewhat comforting. I kind of did, like... I wouldn't say communal reading, because I was reading a book, and, like, everyone else at the table was, like, messing around. Because I was reading The Hobbit in high school, and, like, morning stuff, didn't have all the time in the world, so yada yada yada. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize she's not actually looking at her own book. I just glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? That's a bit rude to say. I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean, what was it? The ahaha? Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. She timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. This is weird. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. Yeah, that... Why don't you just use your left hand on the bottom corner, dude, you idiot. The way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. How? Okay, yeah, you should be at the same distance if anything else, or even further. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah, that's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit long. It's probably the least I can do. Fair enough, like, I myself can read a page in a few seconds and fully remember it. I'm a really quick reader when I want to be. Like, it's probably the least I can do. Like, here's an example. I'm going to tell you the second I finish reading, and I'm going to read in my mind the next thing. Done. Since you've been so patient with me, I mean, to be fair, really quick. I'm a very fast reader, but I'm not very quick at talking. I stumble my words easily. Also, that kind of looks like a Minecraft creeper up there on the board. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter inside. So my dude's not even reading at this point, he's just flicking the page randomly. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. Dude, this is weird. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. That shouldn't be how that works. I mean, I'm fine. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. You remain silent for a moment, but Caramel, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait. Yeah, that probably is a bit rude, isn't it? But I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't... I didn't know that you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. Yeah, sorry. I guess it... Apologies. I guess I'm more meant that is kind of cute. Yeah, that's a good reaction for that. That's really weird to say. What are you saying all of a sudden? Sorry, I gotta lean up. I've been like leaning back. It's killer in this horrible chair. Which is a great chair, but not at this kind of desk. Like, this desk is just slightly too high or too low. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's time we share today's poems with each other. You might not have enough time if we wait too long. You know what I just now kind of realized? Their eyes are kind of creeping me out. Kind of creeping me out. Like, they draw a lot of the attention. It's actually like a center point, ain't it? I think it's the most detailed thing on him by the looks of it. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thoughts. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you hadn't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. Guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I mean, I guess that's better than some of the things you said. I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. Either my guy was just being weird, or he was flirting and she just was actually being autistic and didn't understand. Both are possible. In that case, I'll read more tonight, yeah. It'll be more fun to read with you after I pick up a bit. After it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. Is it? In that case... stupid button. My fingers are too fast. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Yeah. Alright. I stand up. I take a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it into my bag. By the way, did you all remember to write a poem last night? Yeah? My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. Right? I couldn't really find much inspiration since I never really done this before. Also, I'm going to end it right here. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day and peace out. YOLO.